An independent music hub is putting together OPM essentials across generations into one accessible music festival with no headliners. We speak with Minsan Studio's head, Jason Conanan, about this ultimate summer festival and the local live music scene. It's a beautiful day, Jason. Welcome to the show.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Jason, I'm curious. Minsan Studio. So this started as a passion project and then eventually it evolved into a community space for gigs, diba, workshops, collaborative sessions. Paano nga ba ito nagsimula? And why is it called Minsan Studio?
Okay. So we're mainly a video production and events company. So we normally do corporate clients. But using the resources we had, we actually have our own studio. And then one of my friends, Josh Villena of Autotelic, he would hang out there along with our other friends. And then sometimes we would need a place to jam or rehearse with other artists, he would say, dyan na lang tayo sa Minsan, sa studio ni Jason. Minsan naman office yan, Minsan Studio.
Okay.
So that's how the name started. And then we just use that sort of moniker where Minsan, it's Minsan gig, Minsan concert, and then Minsan Fest. So
Akala ko fan sila ni Gary V eh.
Minsan.
Anyway, but I like how, thank God Anne is here for that.
good thing that
For
reference landed.
Meron, oh my gosh. Kakahiya yun kung hindi.
Ikaw ang kakanta.
Oh my God. No, okay lang. Pero grabe no, kasi Mo doesn't know anything about that. But, okay, the great thing about Minsan Fest is that you're saying no headliners. Pero yung talent doon, headline-worthy.
Yeah,
Headliner-worthy.
So the idea there is each of the artists is a headliner in their own right. So even just last night, I was with Tony J, because I'm also his sound engineer.
Yeah.
He headlined his own show in Baras. So each artist there can hold their own, and even they do their own shows. So that's why we think there's no headliner in the traditional sense of a concert. And then we just sort of put everyone in a lineup where everyone can shine.
Yeah.
So it's normally the biggest band you put last, so not necessarily there in our festival. And we think that we try to put it in a way where all of the artists have their own following, their own fans who will actually go there and watch, which is also why we made it accessible. Compared to most of the music festivals in the Philippines, they're probably priced a little higher. We at Minsan, we've regularly done for the past 2-3 years where gigs are actually pay what you can. Literally, kahit piso lang binayad mo, makakanood ka ng ebe, ng mayonnaise or whatnot. So we tried to do a good compromise of that with this festival wherein, okay, let's try to make it as affordable as possible na hindi naman tayo malulugi so that we can actually make Minsan Fest 2. So hindi na siya Minsan, magiging Madalas Fest na siguro siya. But,
so, name change?
Tignan natin. Depende. Let's see how this
Pwede
one
nang
goes.
gano'ng kadalas ang Minsan.
We'll probably do once to twice a year. So we're actually looking at another one in November, December already. So, and a lot of, because I work mainly in the entertainment space, a lot of the artists you actually see on the bill for Minsan Fest are actually people either I've worked with or are friends of mine. So they're people who see the vision, because the whole idea with Minsan Fest is, if you're familiar with a bar gig, so normally like these artists, even though they do huge concerts, they will also play venues like 70s Bistro, 12 Monkeys, Sagiho, which are just small bars.
Yeah.
And the whole concept there is there is no headliner in a sense.
Yeah.
It's just, okay, everyone plays, everyone shares the gate share, and then it's just a really good time. You can even play, that's where you normally practice or road test some of your songs that are still being developed, or even some of the songs that you might not be able to play in what we call a barangay set, wherein you have to play the hits. So at least you can play some more hidden gems, you can try out new stuff. So that's also the idea with what we want to do in Minsan Fest.
Yeah, I love the concept of having no headliners whatsoever. So for those who have never been to the Minsan Festival, how would you describe the vibe and experience being there?
I think it would be just really light. So the core target we want to hit out is really students and the youth. So one of the few things that we tried to do is make sure that it's a safe space for people. So bawal alak, bawal yosi, bawal vape. We also make sure that you can just come in, you can enjoy. And there are a few things, me personally, as a festival goer, that find a little irking, or at least not so good practices. So we made sure that you can come in and come out of the festival.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can bring in food.
Made it viral recently about issues like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and even just, you can bring your own chairs kung medyo ano ka na, mas matanda-tanda ka na, kailangan mo na salon pass. Diba? So, pwede ka magdala ng sarili mong
you bring your
upuan.
own lawn
Pero doon ka lang
chair.
banda sa likod, ganun. And then one thing I wanted to do is that you can actually just bring your own professional camera if you want and shoot the festival.
Nice.
The only deal we ask is that when you use the photos, you tag the artists, and if they ask nicely, you also allow them to use your photos. So it's a fair trade thing.
Yeah.
So, as opposed to, alam mo yung papasok ko sa music festival, tapos biglang titignan yung bag, sir, bawal yan. Lalakad, babalik ka sa kotse, ganun. So, the small things that I find, at least, sana pwedeng gawin to, sana pwedeng gawin to. I just want, okay, I'll do it in my festival, diba?
Okay.
I'll do it with the festival, the people that I work with, and we'll just make it fun. Parang ganun.
Yun yung joke doon, no? You can tell your age pag pumunta ka sa music festival or any show, concert, tas naghanap ka ng upuan.
Okay,
So-
yeah. Kala ko kung may dala kang salon pass o hindi eh.
Minsan, may dalag salon pass, maghahanap ka ng chair. But to get to this music festival that's happening on May 17, kailangan mo ng Minsan Pass. Let's
Yes.
talk about that.
So, in line with the Quezon City government, one of their thrusts is really sustainability. So, that's another thing we wanted to do. Because we do a lot of events, we have a couple of other ones we're lining up for the rest of the year. We wanted to make sure that the pass itself was actually sustainable. And I think I have
Ooh,
one
let's
here.
see it.
So, this is the Minsan Pass.
Yeah.
So it's essentially just a card,
Okay.
and then it becomes your personal contact card
Okay.
at the back. At the festival itself, you can have your name lasered,
Oh yeah.
just so it becomes
So can we
personal.
just hold it up para
Yep,
makita?
so
Yeah,
it's here.
right.
There you go. So you can have your name lasered here, and then at the back, you can scan it, and then that goes to a hub, our website, where you can just load up for our future concerts and anything we have we're promoting there. You can see it, whether it's our podcast, whether it's our latest video, or just our next concert.
So if we scan that right now, it goes straight to your website.
it goes straight to you have to register first. So
Oh,
at least
Okay.
because
Alright,
it also
sige.
becomes your personal contact card. So in line with the QC government, we wanted to make sure that it was actually sustainable, not just one-time use.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Nice,
And then-
everything's digitized.
Yeah. So we wanted to make sure that it was accessible, it was easy to do. It's just go to our website, minsan.studio, then you can just get a pass and go to a concert.
All right, so for those wondering kung sino nasa Minsan Fest,
Yes.
I'm gonna go through the list here. It's Zild, Evidancel, Mayonnaise, Itchy Worms, Risansangan, Sud, Autolectic, Autotelic, sorry,
No
my
worries.
bad. Clara Bennett, The Ridleys, ang dami kasi. Tony J, The Sun Manager, and Minaw. And of course, it feels like we're hitting most generations, apart from Ants, but we're hitting most generations.
We'll work on that.
We'll work on that. Gary V nga para sa Minsan, di ba? But,
Yeah, that's a concept I've had for a long time.
Really? I love it.
One
I
of
love
these
it.
Count
days.
me
One
in.
of these days.
One of these
Okay.
days.
Pero how important is it that we're hitting different generations, different sounds? We were talking a bit off the air a while ago na parang this crop of OPM talent that we have right now, Filipino music, it feels like there's just so many different sounds and flavors that really
course.
everyone could relate to.
Yeah, I think it's important simply because there is a lot of good talent. There is a lot of good music being made. There's more good music being made than most people can listen to. And
Yeah.
I think what we want to do is just highlight that, hey, you can listen to this genre, this genre, this genre. And then there are artists, I believe, who deserve the spotlight, which is why we're also doing a lot of this. Wherein, you might not be able to see him in the big festivals, in the big concerts, but maybe you can see him here. You may be a fan of Mayonnaise, but you might not know their deeper cuts. You may not know that, hey, they actually work a lot with the artist Sud or Autotelic. So ideally, the crossing of their fan bases allows them to discover each other's music, and that's very important to me. So when
Super.
we do lineups, it's really just hindi lahat rock, hindi
Yeah.
lahat pop,
yeah.
halo-halo
Yeah.
talaga.
It's a mix of everything,
Parang
yeah.
ganun.
Yeah, you know, it's so great because Mo, we were talking a bit about it a while ago, how accessible this is price-wise.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's why
Yes.
I'm so curious, and I'm sure our viewers are too,
Okay.
because typically concerts, when you
Are-
hear concerts, you already know the price is always high. But for you guys, it is 349 pesos and 699
Yeah.
just for the entrance fee, right?
Yes.
And I mean, I guess that's everything. And then you
Yeah,
can bring
that's
your
everything.
chair, you can bring your food.
Yeah.
How are you guys able to produce something like this at a low cost? I'm just
No problem.
really
Yeah,
interested.
from a business
Posible pala.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's mainly because we're a production company. So a lot
Okay.
of the resources are already our own. As
Yeah.
simple as like the drum set,
Yeah,
the cameras
yeah,
are already
yeah,
ours. The other thing is that most of the artists, I have to give them credit. Actually, all of the artists, we put this up specifically for students. So that's why the pricing is that way. So we call it 349 for youth. So if you're 24 and below,
Okay.
or 699 for
Adults.
25 and above, or 25 and beyond.
Okay.
And
So-
beyond.
And beyond.
Okay, so we fall.
I just
Doon ako sa beyond.
Wait lang.
The
Sobrang
great beyond.
So yeah, as opposed to having like section pricing where it's
Yeah.
VIP.
Yeah, yeah,
diba?
yeah, it's amazing.
So I would say it's reverse ages.
Yeah.
Meaning if you're
I like
younger,
that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
and the idea is, if you're a student, parang ang hirap humingi ng 2,000, 3,000 to be
Yeah.
able to
Oh
go
my
to a concert.
goodness.
But the idea, if it's 349, I can save up for a couple of weeks or maybe a month.
Right.
And then I
Yeah.
can actually enjoy, I can actually watch. And I think that makes the experience for these students, the youth, much more meaningful. Na, I was the one who paid for
Yeah.
this.
Right,
Nag-ipon ako para
right.
dito, nagtrabaho ako para dito. And that's why we want to do it.
Now
So,
we have festivals doing this.
as someone who graduated college as a 24-year-old, maraming salamat for considering 24-year-old students pa rin.
Yeah.
Because that is not
It was so hard to go to
it's not
concerts at
it's
our
rare.
age.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
hard. But again, with you mentioned the collaborations, very important. I think I read an article talking about Minsan, talking about how you put the community first, and the community is not just the artists; it's also the fans and everyone involved. Just how good, or how it feels almost like it feels like a rehab in a good way of bringing the community together for all of this. Just how important is the community aspect in Minsan?
I would say it is at the core of everything that we do. So even just the concept of Minsan Fest, I was talking to Monty of Mayonnaise he was the first one who told me, sige, gawa ka na ng music festival after we did Mayonnaise, their 20th anniversary at the Quezon City Circle. And then the person who told me, sige, just target students, target the youth, because that's already what you do, was actually the manager of the Itchy Worms,
Yeah.
si Julie Pacanas. If you know the song Julie Tear Jerky, that song is actually named after her. She's
Oh,
an
really?
actual person.
Okay.
So we're always thinking of ways to make sure that the audience, that people, and the community is served well, and they're able to give. We're able to give to them, and they're also able to give back. Because realistically, a 40-year-old tita will not post on TikTok about the music that she saw.
May I introduce you to Anne?
This is
She would be the exception to that. Diba? But most of the artists you see, most of the songs that you see going viral are because of the youth.
Yes,
They're
that's
the
true.
ones who are really pushing forward to that. So the idea here is, okay, we give you something first. Because long term, these are the people who will grow up to be marketing managers, heads
Yeah.
of their companies, or even just barangay chairmans or whoever, and they will be the ones to give back to these artists. If you were able to see them for $349, you were able to enjoy the concert, that will be a lifelong experience. That will be a lifelong memory, and that will serve these artists back in the future. So there's this give and take that we want to do, but we're, at least at Minsan, we're the ones who want to give first.
Yeah.
That's the idea here. And with your help, we're able to get more people on board. Although okay naman kami, kaya naman. Kumbaga, gawin lang natin mas enjoy. So we're already planning a lot of other things in the future.
Okay.
So, Minsan Fest 2 yun nga, baka maging madalas fest na siya.
Oh,
Tignan natin.
magiging mas madalas na
mas madalas
ang Minsan.
festival, oo.
Yeah, Jason, why don't you invite our viewers to come to the music festival May 17th?
Alright, so everyone, simple lang, 349 kung mas bata ka pa sa 24 pagka-check out. Or if you're 25 and beyond, 699 lang. You can watch all of the artists you see on screen. You can just go to our Facebook page or YouTube page to see what we do. Para lang, seryoso ba to? Legit ba to? Like, we've had questions na, 349, isang artist lang ba? Hindi, that's all 12 artists. It's on May 17. And it starts at 2 p.m. Hope to see you there.
17.
May 17.
Alam mo, minsan sabi niya sa akin, sandali na lang eh. May 17 lang pala.
Minsan lang to, guys. So you gotta grab your Minsan Pass now. Thank you so much for your time. Minsan Studio Head Jason Conanan. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.